Hello, and welcome to the Wastelands, where everyone's a little mad and crazy. Crazy is expecting people not to drop metal pipes. Hello, Teets. How are you? Last time today we're going to be continuing what we were doing last time, which is basically trying to whittle down my war table missions before I jump in and save the Empress. So we're probably still going to be doing that, and I'm thinking of doing some questing in the Emerald Graves while I do that. And once I have cut down the war table missions, I am going to go save the Empress. But when I do go save the Empress, I'm going to need my advisor's help. Also, Teets, all I've got to say about your constant attempts is maybe it's time to pipe down. You've not been very successful scaring me. Please excuse me. Wait, what? Okay, that was weird.
This is where a smith should be.
Anyway. Wait, what the hell is going on? Did my buttons change? Did my settings reset? Don't think they did. Oh, my buttons didn't reset. I've been playing too much Helldivers. I was using the wrong button. Anything to report?
What do the people make of us?
There's scarcely a noble house that hasn't openly pledged its support to us.
How are the guests?
Any visiting dignitaries I should watch out for?
None in particular. Our guests are well pleased with what they've seen.
Alright. Also, what do you mean mission accomplished? What did you do? Really? Really? I guess we'll see after the stream. Arcanist Dagna was supplied with remnants of exposures to the rifts and the fate, and she has done something. It is perhaps best to contain her efforts to the Undercroft for now. Okay. Nightingale, 2 points. That book is abysmal, and the entire code-breaking department wants to ritually set it on fire. The message is double encrypted. The message in the mistakes is in the Merchant Guild's cipher. We have not yet broken the guild's code. Scrivener. Okay. Judgment. The good works of Seruf. The Grey Warden, Serut, appears to have taken your forgiveness to heart and has found purpose with stalwarts of the Chantry. She has requested resources to take the word of the Maker to areas where less able messengers might be threatened. Inquisitor, the compassion you have shown has compelled me to act in your name. Where the Maker's word is absent, I can bring it. Where his light has faded, I can rekindle it. I will challenge the worst of Andraste's detractors and inspire where her chanters cannot go. And if I fall in her service, that will serve her as well. I'm gonna have her do that, because I did say that I was going to let Liliana take care of that. That is done. That is repeatable. That is repeatable. That's done, 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 done. Done. Report from Antiva, delivered to Liliana. The Venatori are smuggling red lyrium into Antiva, but thus far they have evaded our grasp. We believe Lord Enzo of Rialto is assisting them. Enzo is clever, well-liked, and has relations among Antivan royalty. If we approach him without proof, he will bury his tracks and turn his allies against us. We must handle this carefully. Lord Enzo attends the theater on the same night each week. His home is empty, save a few merchants during that time. My agents could pay a visit. I have a cousin in Rialto. If she threw a soiree and invited Lord Enzo... I like that idea. Yeah, why not?
At your service.
Hmm. Adar, Hisra, Sata, and Marat are dead. Ashat left. So I guess we only have one now. The rest of the squad are alive, and they don't have any stupid ideas about meaning and purpose, so that's good. Although Karis wrote you a poem to celebrate being rescued, so not all good. I guess that is everything. I've almost got through a lot of the missions.
To work?
So for the moment... yeah, I think that's good for the moment. And then I think if this is all done, that means, theoretically speaking, Wednesday or Friday, I should be able to save the Empress. Or at least start on that mission. Oh, talking about that, because Teets distracted me with his pipe drop, I do have a small announcement to make. In the fact that the streaming days are going to be the same, but some of the schedule is going to be thrown around. Because I'm going to try a different schedule. I'm still going to be streaming on Monday Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. But instead of keeping Sunday as the day where I play multiplayer with my friends, I'm going to start changing that to Friday. So the Friday streams are going to be the multiplayer streams. And then I'm going to continue my single player games on Monday, Wednesday, and Sunday. On top of that, I also... Hello? Am I still here? Can you still see me? No issues? Hello? Because OBS is acting up again. Anyway. So, yeah. Okay, good to know. So, Friday is going to be my multiplayer stream. We are also going to be playing, as per usual, Baldur's Gate with the three of us. If all three of us are available, which might not always be possible, but if all three of us are available, we will be playing Baldur's Gate, but because we have discovered some of the things going on in the story right now, we have decided to do one reset, and we are going to restart from the beginning of Baldur's Gate 3. That is the only time we're going to restart, but as you are hereby brought up to date, this Friday we are going to be restarting Baldur's Gate. And that were the messages. So let us, for now, continue with this game. Now I need to go check the Undercroft, because apparently our mad scientist has done something.
Thank you for your investment in my investigations, Inquisitor. I've learned something, I think. I don't know.
You investigated the Fade?
What have you learned? Did you find out about the Fade?
I got a scraping that was cleaned off you, and it's weird. And the other rift bits, they're weird. It's just weird. I said weird, right?
Answers, Dagna?
Lyrium and the Fade linked, but dwarves and Tranquil not linked. But they work lyrium, so they are. Somehow. There's something there. I was face deep in a rune, and for a moment, I was tall. Really tall. And I thought all the thoughts.
You were really tall?
You felt taller. How much taller?
Like mountain tall. Or I was the mountain. But I was moving. I felt dizzy.
Sounds like Titan.
Watching a shaper had carved the wall of memory, except big. Isn't that weird? Maybe there were fumes.
Thought all the thoughts?
What do you mean when you say, thought all the thoughts?
I don't know. As if for a moment I was around all my people, and my thought was all of theirs.
Your thoughts were their thoughts?
No, my thought was all of our thoughts, like parts. Words are mush. Maybe that's what the stone feels like. Or we think it feels like. If we think it feels. Creepy.
What's the link with no link?
So Tranquil and dwarves are linked to lyrium, but also not linked?
Like the lyrium needs to flow, but if you're part of it, it takes you with it. So you can't be part of it. That makes me sad. I'm not sure why. It seems like we should be part of it. Whatever it is. Or maybe we're the ones who make it happen. Whatever it is. You know what's frustrating? Answers that aren't answers. Ugh.
Keep at it.
Keep investigating and let me know what you find.
I tried to make it happen again, but it wouldn't. Then I had a headache. And cocoa and a lie down. I'll keep at it. It's weird. Oh, and I made a rune. It's weird too. Be careful with it.
What rune?
Mind your step for things, Inquisitor.
We'll talk
See you
later.
later, Dagna.
I can't wait.
What rune?
Where's my other hand? Right there.
Did I give him a different armor? I think I did. No, he still has that armor on. I hope I find something better at some point. Anyway, let's go to the Emerald Graves. We've got some more questing to do. Also, Gato. Anyway. View. Okay. So before we do anything, let's go here because I have a couple of things to do. So set active and travel. Can I just say, I really am happy. Like, I don't know if I have the best choices or not. I am trying to choose the things that Dark believes in, and I'm trying to be honest with my choices. But considering that everybody had gotten such dark or weird profiles, and even Varric's profile was like really dark, I'm kind of glad for that scene, for that card scene. Because that was genuinely beautiful. If that's where my choices led, then I can say I'm happy for the choices I've made. I do my best. Anyway, who are we taking? Let's take Cassandra. I think Cassandra has been a while. Shady, you call a name. Doesn't matter who it is. At this point, team composition doesn't matter. Vivian, alright. Teets, you name a character. Blackwall, alright. Confirm. Let's go. I swear, if there's now a door that I need a rogue for, if there's now a door that requires a rogue, if your mount is attacked and runs out of health, you will be thrown off. Hardy hearties. I was looking if I had a bottle I could throw at you. Sadly, I do not.
You saved my people. We'd given them up for dead. Perhaps the stories are true.
Make a smile upon you.
Well, yeah, it will be. Difficult announcement. I am sorry to tell you of the lives we have lost. Gertrude, Chauvin, Devon, and Jacques were taken by Sister Cousteau's men while hunting. They are dead. I pray the Maker have mercy on their souls. The freemen are preparing for something, stocking up on supplies and men. Patrols range further each day. Be careful where you go. When you forage, keep close by. To prevent more deaths, we must look out for each other. The soldiers among us have volunteered to guard and patrol. Watchers reach, so the rest of you stay safe. With heavy heart, your friend and protector, Fairbanks. A torn page. Needed more elf fruit, so I went with him to the grove by that strange rock on the road that looks like a grumpy old woman smoking a pipe. Freemen were there. They didn't see us at first, but Greer stepped on a twig. I didn't think that happened in real life, but only in stories. That damn twig. I barely got away. Didn't like having to tell Fairbanks we lost the herbalist. Shit, they're going to kill us all one by one.
I suppose.
Gertrude.
Standing because of you. I've little to give, but I'll always be grateful.
How were you captured?
How did you end up in the Viridium mine?
We desperately needed supplies and tried to steal some from the freemen. The mine didn't seem well guarded, and I used to be in the militia in my home village. I don't know why we weren't killed. I do remember Sister Costeau talking about sending us to the Empress de Lyon. Maybe I was mistaken. I can't imagine what they do with us there.
How have things been?
I hope things are going well.
The supplies we salvaged from Costeau's mine have been a great help. Thank you again for saving us.
I don't know how better to ease your pain.
I can't believe he's making us hide out here like lice.
Map of Watcher's Pass. Okay.
Damned Fairbanks needs to be fun for everyone.
Wolf Falls. Even with countless gallons of water rushing down over it for centuries, the wolf statues remained intact. Magic, perhaps?
Inquisitor, you saved Gertrude and the others. Thank you so much. This is cold of me, but if we could have a moment.
Tell me about the people here.
I'd like to know more about you and the rest of the people here.
Most of us are civilians. Farmers, fishermen. Jolene over there is Smith. Just people trying to escape the war.
Tell me about Fairbanks.
What else do you know about Fairbanks?
He is a good man. He found us when we most needed him. He kept us safe. He doesn't like to talk about himself, so I actually don't know much about him.
What do you need?
I'm here. What do you need?
This is about Fairbanks. There is a rumor that he is of noble blood. Once the war is over, many of us will return to serve our lords, to work our fields, raise our brides. And most of the aristocracy know little of the lives of commoners. They care nothing for us. Fairbanks is different. He's a great man. There is much he could do if he had the power. If the rumor is true. If Fairbanks is noble and we have proof. Do you see what I'm saying?
Vivian?
Vivienne, what do you think?
Your naivete is absolutely precious, darling. As is your cave.
But I just thought.
Has Fairbanks heard the rumor?
Does Fairbanks know about this rumor?
Doesn't like it. And he won't let me discuss it. Stubborn ass.
This rumor you
Rumor
mentioned.
about Fairbanks being noble. What do you want me to do about it?
Oh, I don't mean to impose, but you travel all over the dales, don't you? Perhaps if you found something that could help. I've written everything I know in my journal. You can look at it.
The rumor about Fairbanks being noble.
Oh,
Okay, so that's just the
I've written
same.
everything I know in my journal. You can look at it.
Goodbye.
Clara's journal. Clara writes mainly about life at Watcher's Reach. Her curiosity about Fairbanks is interspersed between detailed description of foraging excursions. Watcher's Reach, day 30. I saw Fairbanks looking at an old gold medallion as I walked past him. It bore the image of some kind of bird and the motto, "To the sun on blessed wings." Odd. Watcher's Reach, day 51. The old elf, Calder, has such stories. He talks about how Fairbanks helped people even before the war. Calder says there's some who think Fairbanks is actually of noble blood, not a commoner like he claims. I wonder if that has anything to do with the medallion. Watcher's Reach, day 52. I pestered Calder some more. To make me stop asking, he told me the story of the Lamarck family. Lord Giroux Lamarck's only daughter fell in love with a chevalier in the service of Lord Giroux's enemy, and ended up with his child. Lord Giroux was furious and turned Bernice out of their home, then had her lover assassinated. Awful. Bernice never returned to her father and fled to the Dales. Her child was stillborn, but Lord Giroux eventually regretted what he had done, and on his deathbed left all lands and titles to her, and all her offspring. Why would he have done that, if he was certain the child died? Watcher's Reach, day 56. I can't stop thinking about it. What if Fairbanks is really Lamarck's baby? Imagine all the good he could do, if he was noble and inherited that fortune. But having him reinstated will take proof. After all, I've heard of the Council of Heralds. There can be no doubt, maybe the medallion, but anyone could have a trinket like that. There could be something here in the Dales to help prove it. But I wouldn't know where to start. Battleground State. It seems a bitter twist of fate to discover that half of Tedas does not consider my homeland a nation at all. Kunari maps depicted the island as part of their territory without any ambiguousness to the claim. I can only assume this is because all islands within the Boric Ocean actually fall under their jurisdiction. The Tevinter maps, meanwhile, still proudly show the entire island as part of the Imperium, even though Imperium control outside of small pockets is little more than fiction and changes whenever the Kunari return their attention to the area. Imperial reports speak of fog warriors as if we are beasts, little better than darkspawn or dragons, dangerous elements of the wilderness, best avoided or eliminated, but ultimately of no consequence. It angers me to read these things. Ours is a land that has been shaped by war and no other. Long ago the Imperium came, and after centuries of trying and failing to turn us into compliant Imperial citizens, the Kunari came instead. They conquered Saharan and attempted to convert us. Neither side succeeded in taking our freedom. And though battle after bloody battle have ground our ancient halls of wisdom practically to dust, we still dream of the land that was. The fog dancers who travel with each band of warriors regale them with the legends of old and keep the songs of our people alive. They say the griffins of the Grey Wardens came from Saharan. They tell us of the ancient curse of Nahar that brought the fog and the promise that will one day lift it. They speak of the march of four winds, of the lost people who fled to the northern islands, and the great heroes who learned at the feet of elves. Are the old tales true? We may never know. All that remains of the land Saharan once was is gone, but I know we will make them true someday.
The Inquisition will always be welcome here.
Why not?
I wonder if my village is still standing. Sister Cousteau's dead. Hope she died slow.
Is she dead?
Make her watch over you.
Now I wonder where that rune is, because I haven't found anything.
Good day. Oh my.
Oh, there he is.
Inquisitor.
I'll come talk in a moment.
Treasure.
Shady, I may need your help.
The Inquisition will always be welcome here.
Good day to you, Inquisitor.
Oh, no worries. I'm trying to find this last ruin. Not last, but I'm trying to find this ruin, but I think I looked everywhere and I haven't found it yet.
Better today?
Back on the farm, the elf cleans up. Out in the woods, the elf cleans up.
Fine by me.
I'm too old to be living in the forest.
Good question. Watcher's Reach, I think? Watcher's Reach. Oh, I found it.
ancestors hunted dragons here ages ago. Hard to picture what it was like then.
Didn't think it... Yeah, I just found it. Still, thank you. I didn't think it would be that far back.
What's your turn?
Anyway, Fairbanks.
Inquisitor.
Tell me about this camp.
Tell me about your people.
Simple people. Most have lost family. All have lost their homes. I found a few, helped them, found this cave for shelter. Word spread and more came. We just want to survive.
Freemen of the Dales?
Who are these free men of the Dales?
Most are deserters from the war, tired of fighting and dying for a cause in which they have no stake. But recently, the free men have organized, started attacking anyone and everyone. Their new leaders are driving them to take the Dales for themselves.
Tell me about the Civil War.
What is your opinion of the Civil War?
When I quarrel with my cousin, wine is spilled. Perhaps someone loses a tooth. When Celine feuds with hers, a country is torn apart. Does it matter to a farmer or a woodsman who reigns in Val Royaux? Yet they suffer. We're all weary, Inquisitor.
I hear you might be a noble.
There's a rumor circulating that you're of noble birth.
Ah, Clara, I told you not to pursue this. Pay that rumor no mind. I'm not noble, nor would I desire such.
Alright,
I need to
goodbye.
be going.
I'll be here.
Okay, so I've done that. There's the murder. Proof of Fairbank's nobility and seeing red. A vicious thug. Noble deeds, noble heart. Okay, so there's a couple of ways. I'm going to start by trying to go there. Question is, how do I get there? I assume through here.
This war has gone on too long.
Oh, that's the ladder.
Andraste's blessing, Inquisitor.
We'll need to look around.
I guess I am going to take a small sacrifice. I'll take out the one I put in. So Blackwall and Vivian. And I guess I'll bring Cole with me to add more dialogue. Wait, no? Oh, is this more requisitions?
Inquisitor.
No, it isn't. Oh, Johnson.
Ah, your worship. Just watching out for local wildlife. Little glory, but it has to be done. It's just one bear that's become a problem. A huge one. Bigger than I've ever seen. It's rampaged through camp a few times, ripping apart our supplies. One of our workers broke his leg trying to get away. Next time, we might not be so lucky. It must be upset that we're in its territory. It's it or us, so far as it's concerned.
Let me go deal with that bear first. I've never seen black nuts before. That doesn't look like That doesn't look like a normal bear. Great Bear. The Orlesian Great Bear is so named because it is very large indeed. Other names for it include the colorful Old Man of the Forest and the less charming but more clearly descriptive Woodsman's Death. I am told they are only found in remote parts of the Dales, and not even the nobility is willing to hunt for them, which makes them unique among the rare, giant, deadly exotic fauna of Thedas, the one thing the Orlesians are truly afraid of. I don't know, I found them rather easy. Guess there's nothing here. I'll go talk with him now. Your bear's dead. Nothing special, I guess. And that's true. He's not Orlesian.
Workers can go about their jobs in peace now. It's a shame the bear had to be killed.
Anyway, back to here.
Make her watch over you.
Duhame's notes. The shipments are prepared, and once again the rats from Watcher's Reach are getting in my way. One woman got far enough into my camp to look in the crates, scrounging for food, no doubt. Sneaky little peasant. Perhaps traps next time? A midwife's journal. This time-worn diary was found amongst more valuable items. It is bound in leather and has solid silver trim, which might be why it was saved. A few entries can still be made out. 16th herring, 9/8. This has been the coldest winter I can remember. Even the river is frozen. No one should be out there. Not in this blizzard. So you can imagine my surprise when there was a knock on my gate. A young woman. She's looking for the Fairbanks cottage. I go out. I say to her, nothing fair about this weather, but yes, you're at the right place. She throws back her cloak and I see she is heavy. Less than 2 weeks away. Please help. She's almost in tears. I bring her into the house and sit her by the fire with some tea and slippers. She is young, no more than 20. Her hands are smooth. They have not seen a day of work in her life. Her clothes are travel-stained, but fine. The cloak must be worth at least 50 royals. Beautiful blue, trimmed with fox fur. Her name is Bernice, but she won't say more. Many girls come here, not wanting to say who they are. I understand. 25 herring, 9/8. Bernice has had the baby, a boy, healthy, full head of hair. She named him Everest. She tried to pay me with a heavy gold locket, a falcon on its face. I asked her what it was. It looked valuable. She said it's her father's, and she doesn't care to have it anymore. I tell her she might not, but her son might one day want to know where he's from. 1 winter march, 9/9. A new year. Bernice should be healthy enough to leave, but it is still cold, and I just cannot turn her out. I will ask her to stay and be my assistant. I have needed help for a while. My fingers are not as nimble as they used to be. Clever girl. She'll make a fine apprentice. Oh, well, I guess I did him. I might want to return to Varric at some point. Scribbled notes. Did you hear? Sister Cousteau has fallen. I'm surprised it took so long. She was soft. Unfortunately, we also lost the rats we were going to send to Suladin. We have to make sure this doesn't happen again. I might explore that later. Let me first look around here.
We
the people troubling those cave rats.
The betrayer. Even Mayferet, the betrayer, had a part to play. Who are we to say elves do not? From a sermon given by Sister Amity, the conclusion of the Exalted March of the Dales. An old painting. An old painting in a carved wooden frame. Paint has rubbed off in some places. Carved into the back of the frame. Lord Giroux Lemarque. The portrait shows the Lord as he must have looked over 40 years ago. He bears a striking resemblance to Fairbanks. Duhame's notes. August has made progress in the exalted planes. We are together in this, but Maker's breath, how that irks me. That weapon, or whatever secret is hidden in those glyphs, is mine by rights. Maleficent trusts me most. Bah, he won't have it. Not while I live. Heart in Hightown, Chapter 9, by Varric Tetris. Donan Branotkovic was running out of leads to chase. He only had 2 weeks left until retirement, just 2 weeks to find the man who'd murdered a magistrate and a Hightown nobleman. If Captain Handelen didn't kick him from the ranks first. The docks stank of piss and rotting fish, as foul as the men and women who worked there. But that was where Donan had to go to find the raider Captain Belladonna, who had broken into the Comte Favre's home. The Dragon's Jewels was a big boat. She liked big boats. The pointy bits towered majestically over the water. That roundish wooden part seemed like it could crush armadas beneath its... shit, I don't know, wood. It was the greatest boat in the history of boats. But even from the docks, Donna knew something was wrong. He ran up the gangplank to find dead sailors on the deck and a blood trail leading down into the hold. Donna drew his sword and followed. His eyes still hadn't adjusted to the dimness of the lower decks when he tripped over a second dead sailor, stabbed in the gut and left where he'd fallen. The body was still warm. The ship creaked with every swell of the waves. Donnan held his breath and crept deeper into the hold. He barely deflected the blade in time. Steel rang against steel. Donnan parried a second blow, still half-blind in the low light. The third swing cut past his guard and left him a wicked slash in the forearm. "Nobody attacks my crew, you flaming pile of dog shit," the attacker swore, and Donnan recognized her voice. "Hold! Kirkles with the guard," he shouted, barely bringing his blade up in time. "You again?" Donnan's eyes finally began to adjust, and he could make out Captain Belladonna. She was clutching her ribs with her right hand, a dagger in her left, and was covered in enough blood that Donnan was sure it wasn't all hers. She glowered at him. "Could have used the guard not 5 minutes ago," useless as ever. She grudgingly lowers her weapon. Donnan sheathed his sword. "Who did this?" "Don't know. Didn't care to ask," she sniffed. "Bastard killed 2 of my men before I cut off his hand and he bolted." She waved indifferently towards the rear of the hold. "It's over there, somewhere." "Did he take the Qantas shipment?" Donnan asked. "No, if that was this was about, you can have it." She limped over to her trunk and removed a bundle of cloth tied with twine. She threw it at Donnan's feet. "Good riddance." I don't know if Varric is either a great or a bad writer, because that chapter was special. Oh, that's coal. I didn't realize. Well, time to see what's in this villa. I know. I will say, he's a great storyteller. I don't know if he's a great story writer.
The Freemen's leader should be holed up here. This place has seen better days.
Do you expect cleanliness from a group of thugs, Inquisitor?
Yeah, she does. Don't know if it's better, but oh, it's Blackwall. It's not Cassandra. Let's see. He has better armor.
I haven't heard anything from the plane, have you?
No, nothing recent anyway.
Pages from Lord Morrell's journal. Yeah, she's bad. The journal of one of the villa's former owners. The current occupants dusted aside. Artem is the very soul of discretion. I could have a Templar to dinner and they would be none of wiser. If the Templars haven't gone off to do makers knows what, I might try it. Valerie complains, but the Empress herself has such an advisor. Why not me? His services are useful, and no one could better ensure our security, no matter. The distinct distraction of the city will ease her mind soon enough.
When did they arrive?
A few hours ago. He's talking with them now.
Bronte High, Pyrophyte, Ferelden Tower Shield. Maleficent's journals. Maleficent kept several journals. This one spans the time Maleficent spent as a sergeant in the Imperial Army. I see Lawrence dead in my mind all the time. The man who killed her, one of the usurper soldiers, was familiar. I wouldn't be surprised if I once shared a rank with him. Isn't that how it is now? Brother against brother? The priests tell me to remember Lauren's life, not her death. So I try to recall years past, the countless times she saved me. The day we first met, when I was a young recruit who almost pissed himself at her barked orders. Because of her, I learned discipline and control. She installed in me pride in what we did. She taught me how to use a sword. More importantly, she taught me how to keep it sheathed. She was fearless, strong, regal. and she was cut down like a common peasant by someone who may have once known. Will anyone remember her? Will Celine? Some pages later. There is a new soldier in our battalion, Gordian. He's a good fellow, with an accent I can't place. Like he'd spent time in the marches. It doesn't matter, in the end. He's been a comfort, listening to me talk about those who died. He also lost friends in Celine's war, and he's tired, like we are. He said a very wise thing. There's no war without soldiers. The Empress can't wage her war if we refuse to fight. Barely, Teats. Barely. Orlais should belong to the Orlesians. Mugskin. Blue vitriol and prayer sphere. Barely, yeah. Wow. I mean, not wrong, but wow. Embrium. Where's everyone running off to? Oh. Red Templar orders. A letter bearing the Templar seal. Have a chat with Maleficent. Make sure everything's running smoothly. While there, see if any of his men might wish to volunteer their services in Empire de Lyon. We could always use a few more. Be discreet. Maleficent's still useful. I doubt he'd remain so if he thinks we're stealing his soldiers.
Seems we interrupted their meeting with the Templars.
They wanted something. Still here. Friends.
That is a weird dying pose. Lol, Teats, I just read what you wrote.
Part of a key. There's a rune inscribed on it. Or part of one.
Lady Morel's diary. The diary of one of the villa's former owners. The current occupants dusted roughly aside. All this fuss over Gaspard and Celine. The talk was amusing enough. Now we hear of conflicts between the Imperial Army and the soldiers supporting that usurper. The thought of them coming here is frightful. Mother is right. Our most fashionable acquaintances will summer in the city. We should do the same. Ramond is stubborn, of course. All his little tricks and trinkets are here. I indulge his eccentricities, mostly to annoy Mother, but we cannot have everything sent to Valroyo on such short notice. He does insist we keep Artem on. He refuses to do without the man's service. I suppose he views Artem as another piece of his collection. Still, such a devotion to a servant. Sexuality in Tatus. What I find most interesting is that despite the lack of open discussion on matters of human sexuality, there is a commonality to be found on the subject in all Andrastian lands. Typically, one's sexual habits are considered natural and separate from matters of procreation, and only among the nobility, where procreation involves issues of inheritance and the union of powerful families, it is considered of vital importance. Yet, even there, a noble who has done their duty to their family might be allowed to pursue their own sexual interests without raising eyebrows. The view on indulging lusts with a member of the same gender varies from land to land. In Olé it is considered a quirk of character and nothing more. In Ferelden it is a matter of scandal if done indiscreetly, but otherwise nothing noteworthy. In Tevinter it is considered selfish and deviant behavior amongst nobles, but actively encouraged with favored slaves. Nowhere is it forbidden, and sex of any kind is only considered worthy of judgment when taken to awful excess or performed in the public eye. No. No deeds. Bad deeds. Bad. Horrible. Even Shady is appalled by that. A servant's letter, a neatly penned note addressed to the villa's former owner. My lord, everything is in order for your departure. I've granted leave to all non-essential staff and arranged transportation for the time you requested. I have taken the liberty of securing the more valuable items in your personal storeroom. I trust you will find everything to your satisfaction. Artem. I mean, I guess. The Exalted March Against the Dales. The Chantry story of the Exalted March of the Dales paints the picture of the righteous faithful arrayed against heathen savages. But I have long studied the Dales, and I find the acceptable version of the tale to be a poor one, laden with overt pro-chantry and pro-human biases. Thus it is my moral imperative to propose an alternate interpretation, that the Exalted March of the Dales was nothing more than an expansionist ploy hiding behind the mask of fate. It is easy to see on any map how large the Dales are. More importantly, they stand between Orlais and the rest of the south, and would likely have represented a significant obstacle to the Empire's expansion into Ferelden. Naturally, we stood to benefit from propagating the narrative of hostile, unreasonable people attacking innocent missionaries and making blood sacrifices of good Andrastian babies. The likely truth is that the elves merely wish to maintain sovereignty over lands promised to them by Blessed Andraste herself, when the humans showed clear intent to undermine their autonomy. Of course, the elves reacted by becoming increasingly isolationist, which suited the Empire perfectly. Here was a kingdom that spurned diplomatic overtures and that refused to lend aid during the Second Blight. When the Darkspawn attacked Montsemar, the Dalish kingdom could not be anything but a dormant threat, one that needed to be crushed before it awoke. Scholars point to the massacre at Red Crossing as the impetus for the Chantry's declaration of exalted march on the Elven kingdom in the Dales. They conveniently ignore the fact that no one alive truly knows what happens at Red Crossing or why the elves attacked. The Chantry's response to the elven aggression that resulted in the slaughtering of hundreds was predictable, but in light of my thesis, perhaps we should re-examine the events of Red Crossing and wonder if the attack was truly unprovoked, or whether it is possible that someone saw benefit in sacrificing an entire village to justify the subjugation of an entire people. A letter to Maleficent. Maleficent, I'm sending men to discuss some changes. It's nothing dire. You'll find the demands perfectly reasonable. We're willing to compensate you for any inconvenience. I want our relationship to be mutually beneficial. It's been going so well, each of us with our crusades.
I could do that. Red lyrium. They must have been smuggling it for the Templars.
Not anymore.
Maleficent's journals. Maleficent kept several journals. This one details the founding of the Freemen of the Dales. August and I have established outposts in the Emerald Graves. We are spreading the word to both armies. I'm sick of good Orlesian men and women dying for someone else's cause. It ends now. Orlais should belong to us, the people who defend her borders, who till her fields. If we're to fight and kill for something, let it be that. Several pages later. Templars approached us. They are not the order I knew, but they have offered weapons and gold if we help bring their supplies through the Emerald Graves. If we are to free the Dales from the grasp of the nobility, we need what they have to offer. It's a deal with a demon, but our cause is worthwhile. A note addressed to the villa's former owner lies next to the unusual device. Lord Morel, I posed a few questions to my contacts in the White Spire. Discreetly, of course, lest they want a piece for themselves. From what I can gather, the device, rustically dubbed Lyrium Eperlon, is meant to restore broken runes. They are not widely used. Some suggest that if the runes were affixed to an object, the device could restore the item itself, although I was unable to confirm the truth of this. This is purely academic, as it requires a mage to function. It is nevertheless a rare piece prized among the collectors of curiosities. I trust you are pleased with the purchase. Sincerely, Emile Fabre, collector and purveyor of unique whatevers.
Why have so many things if you never see them?
And this is finished. June, the god of craft. Shred of blue. Dabba dee dabba die. Unfinished business, motherly encouragement, devotion, rift portal, deluded chevalier, noble deed, noble heart, before the dawn. Okay. So I have that camp, so I'm going to set that as active first. Our fruit. Our fruit.
Look at that! Watchtowers set up to warn us if bandits or apostates.
Inquisition is trying to protect the shadows.
They're protecting everyone.
I'm hearing good vibes about the Inquisition, so I guess I'm doing good. Well, time to go go to that camp and clear out the gate.
Supplies for sale.
All food. Alexandrium. Deep mushroom. The more stuff I find, the more I can make. So this is where the camp is, so I'm gonna rest up.
Nothing to report, sir.
And now let's go deal with that portal. Oh, big dude. There we go. Noble deed, noble hearts, and before the dawn. Okay, so I think the good point is to first go to that other rift. Once I find my way over there. We first clear the portal and then I'll investigate whatever that is. I don't even know if this is the right way or where this leads to. Well, there is something here. Andrium. 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 And Andrium. Oh. Well, might as well finish this first. And there's the gate that I need. So, let's have a look at the Astrarium. There we go. Constellation Equinor. Referred to as the Stallion in common parlance, the constellation Equinor has historically been depicted either as a rearing horse or a seated griffin. Some scholars speculate that the constellation's original image was that of a hala, which could indicate the deliberate supplantation of the constellation's original representation as Gillanane, the elven goddess also known as Mother of the Hala. However, as horses had great significance to early Neromanian culture, from which the ancient Imperium descended, the speculation is largely considered unfounded. What? Hala at these nuts? You do remember that special discount given by the Danish Polymorph Guild? I don't trust you right now. But no, I don't. Yes, now I remember. Hardy hearties. Hardy heart. And closing roof. Fiddly-dee, being a pirate is alright with me. You can do what you want 'cause a pirate is free. You are a pirate.
Your worship.
Another great bear. Okay. Great bear hide.
I must remember to send a thank you gift to the Marquise Tremaine. Something delicious, perhaps?
I'm sorry, were you saying something to me?
Of course not, my dear. What was that wonderful restorative Bastien had? The one with violence.
The Heart of Spring, from Vachel.
Yes! Wait, how do you...
I wasn't always a drifter.
Oh, get put in your place. Torn pages. Nothing to hunt for days. No deer, no hares, nothing. Wennex says we're at least halfway through the forest. He's the only one who traveled these parts. So we have to take his words. Ugh, Wennex. The minute we get out of here and back to town, we're ditching the shifty-eyed bastard. It's not that he's a mage, he's just shifty. He found some herbs. Said they would keep the hunger at bay. Shouldn't have listened, but the others thought it a good idea. What did he call it? Ashfine? Doesn't matter, you can't live off vegetables. Real men eat real meat to keep blood up and the humors circulating. Good thing we decided to rest, feeling dizzy from the lack of proper food. The writing trails off. New clients to Master Kells. The new client wants double the red lyrium shipped last time. The contact said it was for someone called Samson. I met him during the last trip. Got a Templar feel of him, although the armor he wears doesn't look chantry. Still, his coin's good and he doesn't preach. Toby.
The letter on the smugglers, referring to Samson.
Okay. A deluded cavalier. Documents found in Cousteau's camp mention a cavalier named Auguste who is working for the Freemen. He was last seen at Argon's Lodge in the Emerald Graves. Scribbled note. Get your men out on the roads and hunt down these inquisition bastards. We're losing the Emerald Graves. Have you forgotten what we're fighting for? Everything we do for our future and for Orlais. An unsigned message. Villa Morale's taken. Maleficent's gone. We're losing our grip. What now? The men are starting to balk, talking about giving up. When Samson made this deal, we promised you the Dales. If you could hold them and keep the roads open for our supplies. Too difficult a concept to grasp, I see. Enough of your fumbling. The Red Templars will deal with the Inquisition.
That should relieve some of the refugees' worries.
Bottles of Thetis, absence. I am aware of how to spell it. This bottling reflects my wish that the current crop of beheaded self-styled cats would disappear. I prefer Le Fée Verte as spirits, not affection. That's fine. Not a lot of good stuff here. Sir Augustus' message. Philida, I hope you are well and adjusting. This is now your home. The Imperial Army did not appreciate you. Your Empress used you for her own purpose. Forget her. Remember, you are no deserter. You are free. Your friend, Sir Augustus. Sir Augustus' message. Augusta, might I remind you, none of us really understand these heat and etchings. We're going as fast as we can. I could add that some of the men are uneasy about the whole thing. You know the stories of elven curses? This weapon you believe hidden here better be worth it, Gale.
Did you want it open?
Orle. Heraldry and Symbolism. This book offers a comprehensive look of the well-known noble bloodlines of Orle. Of interest are a few lines in the entry on the House of Lamarck. Ami Lamarck established this ancient house in the time of Emperor Cordelis Dracon. Sadly, the bloodline ended with Lord Giroux Lamarck, who disowned his only daughter Bernice. The shield of Lamarck bears a falcon volant on the field of a sky blue and gold. The house's motto is, "To the sun on blessed wings." The Perendale War. Not many people take the road west into the Perendale for the sake of pleasure. Few living things inhabit the rocky countryside, save for silver miners, wyverns, and an astoundingly pugnacious breed of mountain goat. In far-off days, the mountains around the city were full of dragons, and perhaps this was what first brought it to the attention of the Pentagast kings. Certainly, it was not the goats. Although the region has belonged to Navarra since the late Blessed Age, travelers here will find much that reminds them of the provincial Orlesian town. A great carving depicting the lions slaying the dragon adorns Parendale's gate, and many Orlesian lions decorate the city buildings, and there are still many citizens who cling to the hope that the Empress will restore the city to the Empire. Historians mostly agree that it was not the dragon, nor the silver, and certainly not the goats that began centuries of warfare between Orlais and Navarra. It was Emperor Etienne Valmont and the Pentagasts. In 782 Storm, the Pentagast family, fresh on the throne again for the first time in generations, and eager to build up the alliances lost by the Van Marken dynasty, approached the emperor to solidify a peace treaty through marriage. The emperor, who was under great pressure to produce an heir, set aside his empress of 17 years and wed Princess Soteria Pentagast, theoretically cementing a promise of peace and cooperation between Navarra and Orlais. Promises are hard to keep. By 797 Storm, Soteria was still childless, and the emperor sent her to a cloister so that he might marry his mistress. As anyone other than Etienne might have predicted, the Navarrans took this poorly. Angry letters arrived in the imperial palace by the cartload. A small war party of Pentagast rode into Orlais and reclaimed Princess Soteria, but the Navarrans did not take military action yet. They were strategists and knew to bide their time. In 846 Blessed, while most of the Orlesian army was committed to a war in Ferelden, the Pentagast began their war against Orlais. The Orlesians rallied a defense and drove the Navarrans from Gisles and Arlesan, but at the cost of much of their northern territory. Parendale was lost and never recovered, a lingering sign that peace between the two nations was impossible. Okay. Let me first take care of this, whatever this is, because there's also a quest here. Andraste's strength. Andraste's path was difficult, as was ours, but we did not falter, and she did not, and we will be rewarded just as she was. A widow's woe. My Robert died last week, victim to men who once wore the colors of our beloved Empress. His remains were burned as our chantry bids, and his last wish was to have his ashes scattered on the plateau that overlooks the Great Wood. But brigands and traitors have taken these woods, and I cannot fulfill his wish. This is as far as I go. But there are good-hearted souls in this world, and I pray the Maker sends us one who may journey where I cannot. Andraste will look well upon one who hears a widow's plea. With broken heart, Widow Charon. Now, before I do that, I am gonna go back here.
Any news, Inquisitor?
The Freemen have been defeated.
They hurt so many of my people. Now it's finally over. Thank you. Perhaps with the Freemen gone, we can find a proper home. Algon's lodge was always well situated. I hear you've been investigating my birth. You haven't found anything, have you?
I am needed else. I have the proof.
You are the child of Lady Bernice Lamarck.
I know who I am. Will you give me what you found, please? Honestly, Clara's intentions are good, but she is young and idealistic. Clara believes that being noble gives you power, freedom. She's wrong. It is just another cage. She told you the story of Lord Giraud Lamarck. The man turned his back on his only child and murdered her one true love for appearances. I don't want to be entangled in that. I don't want Clara in it. Do you understand?
Sure. Take your evidence. It is your choice.
All right, here's everything I found.
Thank you. This is best for everyone.
Goodbye.
I need to be going.
Good day then.
I don't know.
She's not gonna be happy, but
He really does look noble, doesn't he?
well, I guess she doesn't say anything about it. Okay. There is one thing I want to check. So I'm going to travel there.
Inquisitor.
Oh, that's not the way. Because I got something that I need to check whether or not it is something. It's not in my missions, but I got a drawing of something in the courtyard that I might be able to find of that villa. And I want to go investigate that. Afterwards, I can teleport back to the camp to make it myself easy. But for now, I have to walk there. So in the courtyard there was something that I need to check. Yeah, let's go check out that courtyard. Letters and notes. I remember approximately what I saw.
Red lyrium. They must have been smuggling it for the Templars. Not anymore.
Oh. Did I not read this? The long walk to Halam Shiral. Over 65 of our group made it to Halam Shiral. Some gave up, some sickened, especially the little ones. Bandits stalked us. My mother forgave me. I had to steal food. A child fought me for extra scraps of bread. A few days later, I carried her for miles after her legs gave out. She died, shivering, in my arms. I used to have a master, a mage. He fed me well, never beat me. He even taught me how to read, so I could do his accounts, but if he had a theory or a spell he wanted to test out, he'd get out his daggers, have the other servants tie me to a post and carve furrows into my skin. I was so afraid. Every time I was sure I would die, but at worst I'd collapse, get bandaged up, and lie in bed too weak to move for days. The other slaves visited me in secret to survey the damage. I'd healed just enough before he needed blood again. That's why I traveled from Voldorma to the Dales with nothing but rags on my back. That is why there was 105 of us when we set out, all elven. That is why I fell to my knees and wept when we crossed through the gates of my new home, a village for my people. Oh, there's more, apparently. Maleficent's journal. Maleficent kept several journals. This one appears recently written. I don't know what we're doing anymore. Our hearts were pure when we started. I have to wonder if we've lost our way. The Templars are terrifying. When I speak to the Knight Captain, I feel uneasy. There is something unsettling about his eyes and voice. They keep making offers, more shipments to guard, more men to be escorted to their keep. No more grousing. I can't let my doubts show. Others take their cue from me. They must stay strong. It's just for a little while longer. Then we'll get what we'll want. We'll be free. So I'm looking for something in the courtyard, it said. But I'm not sure it is in the courtyard. I'll look around. Maybe I'll find something. No, nothing here. No, not here either. Not here Either. I guess it's not here?
Why have so many things if you never see them?
I think I'm going to take a short break. I'll be back in 10 to 15 minutes. I might look this up, because I thought I saw something similar, but maybe I missed. Anyway, I will see you all in a moment. Hello, and welcome back. So without further ado, let us continue, because apparently there is nothing for me here. I wasn't entirely wrong, but I wasn't entirely right either. So I did get a sketch. I probably recognize it from something else that was remotely similar. But it wasn't for this villa. It said chateau, so I assumed chateau villa, but it is very different. I was just being a doofus.
Inquisitor.
I need to be going.
I'll be here.
The Inquisition will always be welcome here.
How have things been?
I hope things are going well.
It's been better since we moved to Argon's Lodge. We're making a difference, especially now that we're helping the Inquisition.
Good day to you, Inquisitor.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Let's first make it safe for these people and just get those two rifts gone.
Maybe.
Okay, now I can claim this. White Shadow. I camped beneath the large stone statue of a wolf not far off the road. With the calm eyes of the great beast watching over me, I slept like a babe in arms. Because of your yar har har, dudes, now I really have that song, that children's pirate song stuck in my head. Yar har fiddle dee dee, being a pirate is alright with me. You can do what you want, 'cause a pirate is free. You are a pirate. Scribbled notes. Sir August is dead. If this continues, we'll lose everything we worked for. We must do something. Send all men out, everyone who can fight. I'm heading to the Exalted Plains. There are still freemen hiding out there. We can regroup. Emery. Did I do the Exalted Plains and the Emerald Graves in opposite order? Yeah, those might be close enough. No. Oh, there's a mission here. A diary of Troilus Hertubis. The Great Mission, Day 1. Arrived in the Emerald Graves and located the first instance of the menace. Set up an observation area close by. This will allow for undisrupted study of the phenomenon. The Great Mission, Day 2. This particular example of the menace seems far less active than the one in Lights. It pulsates at a rate of a mere 427 times per hour. The sound of it here is a nagging drone, as opposed to the frantic whistling of the first one in town. As I recall, Sister Euphorbia described the noise as similar to one heard when forcing air from leaky bellows. The Great Mission, Day 5. Ran out of Sister Euphorbia's honey loaves. Still have cheese, but spent yesterday foraging. Spotted another menace though. Through the trees by the river. I can only describe it as stormy. It must be investigated further. For the mission to succeed, I must learn all I can. Okay. I assume somebody else was studying this. Ooh, also camp. Let's set up camp. If I can get that one thing that I know I can get here, I might be able to finish up my mission in Hinterlands. A sketchbook. The sketchbook contains several charcoal drawings of wildlife. The artist is clearly a hobbyist, not a master. One drawing depicts several nugs congregating around what looks like a fade rift. On the next page, a giant slavering creature with large ears and a snout is depicted emerging from the rift and devouring the assembled smaller nugs. Under them is scribbled the words, "I gave them the rash fine." I really shouldn't have. Okay. Rash fine. Rash fine. Periite. Purified. Rash fine. Mission. A map of Algernon's Bastion. Okay.
Are we going to camp?
Yes, we are. Apparently, oh, another 40. Okay, I guess this is the closest mission.
Supplies, Messiah.
Down, down, down by the river. Let's first take care of that rift. There we go. So now I need to see how I can get to his camp, which I assume is up there. There we go. Great bear hide.
It's sad to see Corypheus corrupting a place like this.
Yeah, that's true. The Great Mission, Day 6. The stormy menace makes noise like provoked cat at intervals of 1 hour 15 minutes. It is surrounded by 4 swirling wraith-like demons. I have named them Primus, Secundus, Tertius, and the Dummy. The first 3 orbit the menace like patrolling guard. Dummy follows, but often pauses and heads in a different direction. Very occasionally he twirls around, like a lost man trying to find his bearings. The Great Mission, Day 8. Must be careful. A passing deer drew the attention of Dummy. For once he demonstrated a tremendous purpose. Felt almost proud. That pride was quickly replaced by great distress. Observing what followed. Deer should not bend that way. The Great Mission, Day 10. Another menace seen further down the river. It seems in its infancy. No demons. I believe I have enough knowledge to the behavior of the menaces to attempt to destroy one. I will attempt this with the nascent menace. Caution is key. No, Luna. So the next closest thing would be this, which means let's go try and solve a murder case. Luna. I have got to. Oh, there are shards here. Prophet's Laurel. One, two, three, 4, 5. No. I know you want attention. You're not gonna smell much. 6. What is this place? Lion's Pavilion? Oh, there's a couple of stuff here. So, first of all, I think there's a shard around here somewhere. So, Luna, stop. Okay, so how come there is a mission here? Oh, that's the shaft. Yep. A lover's promise. Elena, if you found this and are still at the pavilion, leave immediately. As I passed, I saw a band of armed men close by. I fear they may attack innocent travelers. Meet me instead in the old grove in Gracevine, where the prophet's laurels grow. Your love, Dayan. Wait, what? Okay, I guess can't keep these alight. Do I light these in an order? No, that one also goes out. No. Am I supposed... Yeah, I think it's a puzzle, but... None of them are lighting up in the same way. Well, first of all, the Lion's Pavilion. The Lion's Pavilion is a welcome rest for weary travelers through the Dales. Its most prominent feature is a statue of a muscled Velmont emperor slaying a dragon, the symbol of the Drakon dynasty. The Velmont's famed subtlety and grace clearly emerged with later generations.
Where do you want to go? Now that the mages and the Templars aren't trying to kill each other?
We could go back home if you like.
I'd rather go somewhere new.
Not fancy, but it fills the belly.
Oh, that's devotion. Anyway, oh, okay. Well, I've already been there, so let me start with that. So here. Okay. I'll probably find that later. But thank you for letting me know. That means that I can come back here at a later time. Wait, why? Okay. It's cat stream. Well, I guess they met an unfortunate end. So let me get short. Okay. So let me start by going south. I am occasionally going to have to farm, Luna. But as I'm walking around, I can't pat you with one hand. I want my supplies. Let me see if I can rest. No. Oh, she knows I love her. Oh, I love you. Ow.
Grass doesn't mind anything. People walk on it, horses eat it. It's always content.
It's probably thankful it doesn't have ears and can't listen to you.
Wow. Fuck off, Vivian. I didn't say anything. You didn't hear anything. You heard nothing. You hear me? Nothing. Besides, Deeds, tell dragons all you want. We know at the end of the day, whenever you do give her tea, she always waits until it's cold to consume it. I still see you, Luna. Anyway. Next would be up there. But as I was actually saying, Vivian can fuck off. I actually had to do a double take to make sure I said the right name this time. Stone.
We could camp here.
Yeah, not a bad idea. I would probably need to walk around, so should probably get that northern one first. This is a big place. Not as big as the hinterlands, but still pretty big. Yeah, gonna go around. Gonna follow the river a little, and then I'll get somewhere else. All fruit. There we go. I think the first thing we're probably going to find is that gate. Yep, because that's right there. Observing the menace, so there is another camp near here. Yep. Oh. Well, he didn't end up okay. The final Bloodsmear entry, written in a shaky scrawl. The great mission, final test. Learned so much since first day on that ridge. Though I knew enough to try to interact with the menace to touch it, this didn't go well. Instruments did nothing. Didn't affect menace at all. We are all doomed. Just gonna lie here for a while.
Got too close to the rift.
I figured we weren't going to find him alive. Okay, so there's now that part of that. Oh, another bear! Great bear hide.
Good to see you, Your Worship.
I do need to get up there somehow. Stone. Here I've got one of the shafts. restart. So so close. There we go. There are two common interpretations regarding the history behind the constellation Solium, commonly referred to as the Sun. The first is that it represents the fascination of early peoples, such as the Neromanians, predecessors to the ancient Winter Imperium, with all objects in the sky, the sun and moon in particular. Indeed, many believe proper depictions of Solium is as both. The second interpretation is that this constellation originally represented Elgarnan, the head of the elven pantheon, who was also known as eldest of the sun. Modern scholars do not know which, if either, is true. Okay, now I need to do that. Bloodstone. Oh, not what I thought it was. Still useful. Oh, more of that. There's also more
That
bloodstone.
reminds me. I should order more venison for the circle larder.
Beta's travel journal. 17 Haring. I don't want to go to Ferelden. I have to leave everything, my paintings, the cat, and worst of all, Mother's little garden. It's been such a comfort to me since her passing. I don't know what I'll do. But Liesel has little Eves to think about, and the war threatens to consume more of Valais every day. 20 Herring. The cat had her kittens the day we left. Make her look after her, I cannot. We couldn't even take a little one for Eves, even though he begged. They were too small. They would have died without their mother. 4 Wintermarch. I'm so tired. We spotted a house in the forest, abandoned. There is a roof and some hay, and Liesel agrees that we can stay here for a day or two to recover. Later in Wintermarsh. Liesel and Eves have been gone a long time. I haven't seen them in days. Mother made a bed for them upstairs, and I suppose Eves is still young. Young ones need their sleep. It's so good to have Mother with us on this long journey. She always knows what to do. Today it rained. It rained today. Mother and I played a hiding game in the house. I found Liesel. She didn't like it when I found her. She was screaming about Eves. I looked at what I wrote before and I guess there is an Eves? I think he's our dog. Mother told Liesel to be quiet. She was ruining the game. The fuck? Waterfall, night. Mother says I bore her. She's just sick again, like she was back home. I didn't tend to her well then. She got sicker because of me. Not this time. I asked her what she needed. She said there was a waterfall close by, and a wild crystal grey shrub growing by its edge. She wants me to get rose hips for her tea. The fuck? So there's a chateau here. There should be an outcropping. This is... Nope, can't go that way.
We've had some luck.
East of Andraste's Mercy on an outcropping above the water. Is there a way for me to return here? Yeah, there's a camp nearby. And there is another logging stand, so let me entertain you. So instead, let me travel here, and then I'll go see if I can find that codex. I hope it's not a codex I already have. 'Cause knowing my luck, it could very well be. Let's say it's here. Well, that's not really east. So it should be around here somewhere. Oh, that's probably it. Person's battered notebook. Beyond Andraste's mercy, 100 steps to revelation. I don't know what it means. Is it allegory? I don't even know where Father got this. Massive ramblings. He spent his whole life figuring out that it pointed to objects in the Emerald Grace, and now I have to finish the job. This is going to kill me. Why would his dying wish be that I figure it out? What sort of father asks that of his son? Here is my soul, trapped in a cage of bone. Here is my past, forgotten in the bleak winds. Arcing above outstretched wings, even stone can rise, but the sky is a cruel mistress and wants for my life. A goblet of blood on a table of ashes, where can I stand? Turn around, face the shadows, do not blink. Hall of whispers carry secrets, even when the moon does not know. Roses and daisies for her love. Where he stands, no one can fall. Dragon Slayer, 4 at the northwest, 2 from the northeast, 3 from the southeast. They begged mercy from the woman, crowned with grace and stars. Cannons at her head, mountains at her feet. She is the mother of fate. Beyond Andraste's mercy, 100 steps to revelation. Cradle the cat on a sling of silk and say, never will the dove call more. An upward-pointing finger, there your heart lies, but the spear pierces the eye of the tiger, and the prey is the hunter. Blades of glass beneath my feet, I walk the path of flame. Beneath the stone of sacrifice, find the truth. On the back of the wind, in the palm of fortune, at the first breath of sighs. Which one to ignore, which one to keep? 12. I know the 12th one is important. I'll probably figure that out another day, 'cause holy crap. Okay, I've got that note. Before the dawn, red lyrium, last wishes, unfinished business.
Inquisitor.
Oh, giant. Valasdalen. Elves have their heroes just as we do. They honor the Valasdalen, life trees, of these legendary figures, planted in remembrance of those who dedicated their lives to the Dalish kingdom. These trees grew into a mighty wood, a testament to the elves' force at their height. Walk beneath the Valasdalen with reverence. Remember that each of them once had a name. Bronto. There are only two things a noble will step aside for: paragons and angry Brontos. Dwarven saying. The dwarven shipperate originally bred this hulking beast as a beast of burden and food source, the rough equivalent of a surface oxen and cows. Some versions of the Bronto have even developed as dwarven mounts, valued more for sure-footedness and stamina than speed. While present in Orzammar in large numbers, some Brontos still exist in packs in the deep roads, having returned to a wild state after the fall of the dwarven kingdoms. They require remarkable little sustenance, absorbing nutrients from water, fungus, and even rocks, hence the rocklicker appellation many dwarves use to describe Brontos, and exist primarily in a dormant state until provoked. An angry charging Bronto is considered a rather dangerous opponent. Valasdalen. The Dalish belief Matalin was the first of the Emerald Knights and the first to hold Evanura, the Blade of Honor, forged in Haram-Shiral for his hand. Valasdalen. Tanalet was a smith and a high keeper of June. She spent her years rediscovering the arts of Arlatan. And another dragon. Sulan was Matalin's squire. He walked always with a wolf at his side. Valasdalen. Briatos protected the Dales from human incursion. When humans sent missionaries and Templars, he turned them away. Valasdalen. Linda Ranae was the first to hold the blade Evanura. With her fell the Dales. The sword was lost. Valasdalen. Dalish revere Elnora for her tireless work, reviving the magical arts of lost Arlatan. Orders from Suladen Keep. You little shit. 3 more giants. It would be 2 if the last one hadn't died. This time don't herd it all the way from the graves to Suladen. Keep it if it already has a fatal gut wound. And don't try to hide it either. Even if you hide it, the giant is still going to die. In case all your lyrium licking has made you forgetful, they need to be intact. Intact. That means no missing limbs either. Another giant.
fantastic mounted on a wall.
Now let's close that rift. Oh, I got a new one. New enemy. Valajdalen. Kalmar was Eleonora's apprentice in first, and a friend to the Hala. So, this is where I am going to return. Let me first get this, whatever that is. Oh, that's another one, that's another landmark. Let me see. Oh, and just in time, Liliana is done, which means I can go back, reassign people again, and then maybe, hopefully, next time I can start the Empress mission. But for now, Ralaferin was the great lord of Elven Harlamshiral. The Ralaferin tribe existing today believes they descended from him. So with that, I am going to go to Haven, to Skyhold, not Haven. I'm going to reassign them to the War Table mission, and I'm going to save it. I'm probably going to call it up here today, make it a little shorter, because there's a chance that whatever I do next time is going to run longer than anticipated because it's apparently a pretty long mission. So I'm likely going to just save it up here and then get ready for the big mission on Wednesday. It's gonna get busy.
Something you wanted to talk about?
Never mind.
Carry on.
Your worship.
Oh, I could get another. Connections. Sister Liliana, our agents entered Lord Enzo's home where they discovered several pieces of correspondence connecting Enzo to the Venatori. Worse, it seems Enzo did more than buy into their philosophy. He's been arranging to send volunteers to Red Lyrium mines. As they took these people from Rialto's poorer, more unfortunate residents, few noticed the disappearances. Our agents were prepared to confront Enzo with the evidence, but he failed to return. We have since learned that he hired a ship to Hercynia in the Free Marches. It seems unlikely that Enzo knew of our presence, but something spooked him. Mason. Liliana has written a note below. Have our agents track Lord Enzo to the Free Marches. His work for the Venatori must not continue. Let us pray the trail does not run cold. Judgment. Sir Ruth was misdirected to areas we have already cleared for factions opposed to us. She disappeared for a time but reportedly surfaced in the Chantry in Valchevin. She has requested long-term lodging. Perhaps that is a good sign. Our shipment of resources from Crestwood has arrived. An unsent letter from Varric awaits in the war. Oh, there's only one. Addressed to Jarrick Dace, Denerim Merchants Guild. Jarrick, I need a key to the Merchant Guild cipher from 1 month ago, and you still have payments left on the loan house Tetras gave you for your rescue mission to Amgarak, so I think we can make a deal. I get the cipher, and your debt disappears like financial magic. And Nightingale, since you know you'll open this and read it before it gets sent, don't bother to keep a copy. The guild changes their codes every month because dwarves are natural paranoid. Varric Tetras.
At your service.
An offer from the Crows. A letter delivered to Skyhold. Its sender claims to be a member of the Antivan Crows, an infamous guild of assassins. We encountered your agents in Hercynia. It seems the Inquisition and the Crows share a target. Our employer bears no love for Lord Enzo due to, well, let's just say it's a personal matter. Of course, I imagine your motivations have more to do with the man's Tevinter friends. You know the Venatori, we know Enzo. Why compete for the man? Lend us your knowledge and the job will be done far more quickly. You eliminate an enemy, our employer removes political rival, and we get paid. A happy ending for all involved. Cooperating with the Antivan Crows works to our advantage. They have more knowledge of Enzo and we gain contacts should we need their assistance in the future. Do we really want to get tangled up with the Crows? Our people can handle this. I'm gonna side with Lillian on this one. Looks like the Fairbanks was good on his word. The Freemen were helping the Red Templars smuggle red lyrium through the Dales. In exchange, they received golden supplies, which was to go toward the furtherance of their cause. Their hopes were fueled, then exploited. We can end this by drawing out the Red Templars responsible for encouraging the Freeman activity. The Red Templars have already sent reinforcements to the Emerald Graves to protect their operations there. We can capture some of these reinforcements. Deny them lyrium long enough and they'll talk.
To work?
So many things on this map. Anyway. I'm also going to give in my research materials. I am going to check up on Liliana. Too many of similar names, man. Oh, I'm level up. I had a lot. Anyway. Now I should probably work more on my passives. More mana regen, which is something I really need. And then there's the Codex. Fear. Imagine, if you will, the most basic impulses possessed by mankind. Rage? Hunger? Perhaps the most primal is fear. Even the youngest of us understand this concept, and the raw power of it drives almost all else. A demon that preys upon fear is not the most sophisticated sort of creature. They mimic forms they see in the nightmares of mortals, hoping to elicit the response they crave. Some of these demons, however, stumbled upon terrors that are much more deeply rooted, fears of the future, of chaos and disorder, of failure. This sort of demon develops a far more refined palate, attacking the psyche of their target rather than seeking a simple scare. Beware the fear demon that gorges upon the terrors of not only a single nightmare, but of a nation, for it will grow to such a size that it dominates the fade. There is another that I haven't tagged yet. It's probably the ghoul, because I remember that, but I don't... There it is. Yep. And then this is where I'm going to save it up. As per usual, I first have something else to share, which is additional content created by my viewers. And I know there is one, for I've already seen the memes channel. And then I'm probably going to go raid Kato. So, let me first set up clips. Hup, hup, hup. So there have been 3 clips. First one, low expectations. Hello, and welcome. to the wasteland, where everyone's a little mad and crazy. Crazy is expecting people not to drop metal pipes. Hello, Pete. How are you? I mean, I'm not wrong. Anyway, the next clip is a giant mistake. The first. Fuck off, Vivian. I didn't say anything. You didn't hear anything. Too many similar names. I can't help it. And then the second. A giant mistake. The second. Besides, tell dragons all you want. We know at the end of the day, whenever you do give her tea, she always waits until it's cold to consume it. I mean, clip all of this all you want. Did I say anything wrong? Did I say anything bad? Aren't you the first one to always point out that her tea is cold? But that were today's clips. And as annoying as some are, they were good. Well clipped, Pete's. Well clipped. So, give me a moment to set up a raid. And I will be back Wednesday for more Dragon Age. So with that, I wish you all a pleasant evening. Stay safe out there, Wastelanders. It's a dangerous world out there.